Welcome back to Men Teaching Men. This is 3 ways you're destroying yourself without even knowing it. Now you're asking yourself, I would know, or how would I know if I'm destroying myself? I think I know myself pretty well. Well, but do you really? Are you being completely honest with yourself? If you say yes to any of these 3 things on this list, then you are destroying yourself. So let's get into the first thing. So the first thing on our list is porn. Honestly, just about every single guy has looked up porn at some point in his life, whether it's regular porn or some sort of soft porn, right? We didn't even realize where it actually is porn. Like a lot of these girls on TikTok or OnlyFans or whatever. That a lot of that is soft porn, even if they're not actually showing anything, but they're showing just enough that your brain gets that rush of dopamine, that addiction starts to form. You want more of the porn, right? So this is extremely bad for men because it skews your perception of women. You don't see a woman as a person. You don't see her as a person with a personality. She has likes, dislikes. You begin to see woman kind of as an object of sex, and today's day and age does not help that at all. With how easy it is to access porn in many different ways and forms, you're bound to come across it really no matter what. The second reason you should not be looking at porn is because it takes away your energy. Once you are there and you finish or whatever, you have way less energy to do what you actually want to do in life. It takes away from what your dreams are. It's just a complete waste of time, and do not do it. And probably one of the biggest reasons you should not watch porn is because it leads to erectile dysfunction. And as a guy, well, it's kind of our whole thing, right? That's what one of the things that it means to be a guy, right? To perform when the time comes. And if you're constantly watching porn, your perception of women is skewed. Your social skills are damaged. You have less energy. So when it actually comes time to perform, you might not even be able to. There are tons of stories of guys who watch porn on a daily basis, multiple times a day, and when they finally comes down to actually doing the deed, to actually being with women, they couldn't. It was impossible. They just couldn't because of how much porn they watched. It ruined their mind and it ruined their body. So that's one of the reasons you should not watch porn at all. You could try your best to, don't watch it. The second thing on our list is the victimhood mentality, right? So this is where you always end up painting yourself as the victim. Say something happens at work, right? And like, oh, I couldn't do it because of this and this and this. Oh, my car broke down, even though your car didn't actually break down, right? This is where you constantly put yourself into a victimhood mentality. Your boss gets after you, and then you start to say, I can't do it immediately. Let me back up. I don't want to do this anymore, right? What type of thing? That is very bad for us, right? We want to go out there and do the hard thing, not because it's just hard, not just because it's a waste of time, because it actually grows character. That's another thing about not having the victimhood mentality. You don't have to have a hero complex or like a superiority complex. No. Just make sure you don't have the victimhood mentality, because it stops you from growing and it prevents you from achieving your dreams and doing what you actually want to do. Just don't go out there and kind of be like a loser. Don't go out there and be like, oh, well, I didn't get the promotion or whatever, or I failed that exam, so it's the professor's fault. It was my study group's fault. It was my coworker's fault I couldn't do that. No, you gotta learn how to take responsibility for yourself and actually move forward. Figure out where you made a mistake and fix it. Being a victim in the victimhood mentality does not allow that to happen. It does not allow growth mentally at all. So there's one thing that you need to not do. This is one of the best ways to destroy yourself. So we gotta try our best to completely avoid the victimhood mentality. And the last thing on our list today is having an addiction. You do not want to have an addiction. Now, an addiction could be to anything. It could be porn, like we talked about earlier. That's terrible. It could be alcohol, right? You could be an alcoholic. You don't want to be an alcoholic. You could have an addiction to porn, to television, or to YouTube, or to whatever. You do not want to have an addiction, because all that really does, that takes away from you trying to achieve your goals. It's taking away from the moment today and now. when it's most important. So if you have an addiction, definitely try your best to try to get rid of that. You know, you don't want to have one. And if you feel like you're starting to develop an addiction, don't try your best not to. Be very conscious that an addiction is forming. So that's it for today. If you found any of this stuff useful, like, comment, and if you have any tips of your own, comment them down below. Thank you all for watching.